Time we get a little salty.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about.
Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Wolfridge Woodworking. So this is a project I've been wanting to do for a while. I wanted to upgrade our salt container and make a salt cellar. So this, my wife won't let me get rid of this because it's a decoration, but this is just regular table salt. But I want something to put my sea salt in, and so I want a salt cellar. So what I want to do is kind of make it like a box, lidded box, except for rather than making a lid that's going to fit down over it, I want it to pivot. So I've got a 1/4 inch metal pin that I'm going to drill corresponding holes in the top and the bottom, and so the lid will pivot and be able to access the salt and enclose. And then I've got some rare earth magnets, very, very tiny ones, that are going to kind of act as a magnetic stop so that it doesn't just flop around. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. Going to get this mounted to the lathe and get started to making it round and kind of taking the same similar steps that we do with the lidded box, but we'll make some changes along the way. So let's get started. Now that we've got it round and put our tenons on, I need to part off the lid. So what I want to do is, I'm not going to do thirds because I think that'll make the lid too thick. So what I think I want to do is I want to make it maybe a 1/2 inch. So I may wind up taking off some of the length on the bottom just to get it proportioned right. But we'll see how that looks later. But anyway, so I'm just marking it now. And then what I want to do is part off the lid and then work on hollowing the inside. So I was using the hand saw, but this wood is really hard, so whoops, I cheated and took it over to the bandsaw to cut it in two. But anyway, so now I've got it mounted to the chuck, and I'm just going to flatten off this edge here, make it perfectly flat. So I've got the base mounted into the chuck, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to face it off, get rid of this leftover from when I cut the lid off, and then I'm going to use a Forstner bit, hollow out the center, and then finish it up with my round and square carbide cutters. mark out a 1/4 inch. So that's how wide the lip is going to be. You know what? Maybe 1/4 inch might be too narrow. Let's see. Let's go with maybe 3/8. Yeah, because our pin is 3/8. So let's actually go a little bit wider. Let's go about right there. And that way we've got plenty of meat for our dowel, our steel dowel, 1/4 inch steel dowel to fit in there. So something like that. So that's going to be our rim right there, our edge, and the dowel will go in there. All right, so just kind of flatten that edge there, rounded this over so it's not so harsh when you're in here getting salt out. And you know, you saw me go with the flat or the square carbide first, and that's just to hog out most of the material. Then I switched over to the round carbide to kind of round this bottom edge out so that if you can easily get things out of there. So I think it's a good size. Hands fits in there really nicely. Probably left it a little thicker on the bottom, but that's okay. It's probably about maybe 3/8 of an inch. But so now what we got to do is get to sanding and do our regular finish of the sanding, sealer, Yorkshire grit, so forth and so on. All right, so all that's left is to mount the top and the bottom in the coal jaws here, and just take off the tenon. These are going to be flat, and then I'll take them over to the work table and use the sander to kind of sand everything. With the calipers, I marked the center point, and so now I'm just going to drill a 1/4 inch hole for the dowel, and then I am going to use these locator pins to mark the corresponding side. Also, the magnets are a little under 1/4 of an inch. However, I don't have a drill bit that's actually that size, so I'm going to use a 1/4 inch bit and just go on the other side. So I'm going to do all that at one operation. So I've got the locator pin in there, and now what I just need to do is line it up to where I want it. Press down a bit. And then there's a little indent, and that's where my new hole needs to be. So let me just raise up the table Okay. And then we're going to go in and drill the corresponding hole. Careful not to go all the way through. Okay. It's a tight fit, but I think that will do it. So now we just need to drill the corresponding hole. So take this piece out of here, put it over here, and let's see about getting the corresponding hole for the magnet. All right, so I got all the holes drilled, and now I need to epoxy the magnets in and that dowel that goes into the top. So I'm just going to mix up some 5-minute epoxy, and I did tape it off so it doesn't get into the wood, and then I've got to go in and resand and everything, everybody's favorite thing. So I've taped it off, cut the holes out, and now I'm just going to mix up the epoxy. Okay, and you know what? I think I should have made sure that those magnets are going to attract and not repel. Ooh, I might have to, you know what? I'm going to let that dry and mix up another batch of epoxy after. I'm going to do it off camera. You guys don't need to see me mix epoxy again. So, so if you do this, make sure that you know what side it's going to attract and what side's going to repel, because you don't want to epoxy that in and then realize that they aren't doing what they're supposed to do. What's going on here? Okay, I'm just going to get a hammer and gently tap it in. Okay. Thought it would have gone in there further. Okay, just going to make sure it's square. Oh, I got some leaking out here. Even though I had the tape down. All right, so I'm going to let that sit up. And I'll be back, and it'll be together. Well, I'll put some finish on it. All right, so it is time to put some finish on it. I'm going to go with just mineral oil. This is Howard cutting board oil, which is just mineral oil. So we're just going to apply it, let it sit for 20 minutes or so, and then brush off the excess. It says to do that 3 or 4 times for new surfaces. So I'll just keep applying the oil until it doesn't absorb anymore. And I think this Bubinga, I think I mentioned it was Bubinga. If I didn't mention it was a Bubinga at the beginning, this is Bubinga. So I'm going to apply that. And again, just apply a liberal amount. And then I will wipe off, like I said, the excess. So I will let this sit for a little bit, and then I'll be back to close out the video and to take some stills. Okay, well that's good. Probably going to put a couple more coats on there, but this will do for now just to kind of wrap this video up. It turned out really nicely. The lids, fit snugly, and the magnet catches it. I don't know if the camera can catch it or not, but maybe on the stills it will. Looks like a chevron there, and then right here it looks like an eye. I don't know if the camera can get that, but anyway. So that's going to wrap up today's project. If you liked the video and want to see additional ones, here, click over here and you can see additional content. If you're not a subscriber and if you want to, click up here to become a subscriber. Click the bell to be notified when new videos come up. And as always, I wish you and your family a blessed day, and thank you.